I don't disagree with you, and I think ultimately you may see that in the end. We're not there yet. Big CV rework coming, very mysterious. We'll see how it goes. Game is dropping now, so no change in the team lineups. We're still looking at. Hold on a moment. Blue Mermaids is Midway, double Yamato, triple Des Moines, double Moskva, and Gorozovoy.
I actually made it in.
Yay!
Commencing seppuku.
That's right, commencing seppuku. I'm going to go ahead and do something I don't normally do, and that's transition over to the game here before I'm dead.
Oh, I do that all the time.
Well, I don't like
As a matter
doing
of
that, but
fact.
for these carrier starts, it's slow enough that it gives people an idea of how the teams are deploying.
Yep. For those of you guys who are watching my stream, I'm switching over to the aircraft so we can watch as my torpedo bombers kill me.
All right, there we go. So while my carrier sinks, we'll have a quick look at Blue Mermaid's deployment. They're sending the Gorozovoy aggressively to B, backed up by close quarters by a Des Moines. We'll see how that works out for them, given that there's 3 destroyers on ARA's side, and to be brutally honest, bot destroyers are likely to charge B, so we'll see how this goes. The rest of them seem to be headed south. They seem to be abandoning A completely. Talking about ARA.
Time out for a second. First of all, you have to remember, under the new training room, bots do absolutely nothing but sit there and look pretty.
Oh my lord, you're right. I'd forgotten.
So ARA is heavily handicapped, even with bots. They might as well have not brought the bots in because they're just food for the carrier once it finds them.
I had completely forgotten about that. You're right. I'm used to the old training room where the bots would at least, run around and do stuff. Okay, well.
I killed myself before you did.
Whatever. Still, that means the only team, both teams with only a single destroyer then. So, Blue Mermaids now, Zuikatsu here is capping B in his Gorozovoy. Where is the gearing on your team, Zaf?
The gearing is heading towards Alpha.
Well, he's got to get that one. There is not a single Blue Mermaid ship in that general direction. Every single one of them is in the D line or farther south.
Yeah, the Hakuryu carrier player on our team here, he's doing a nice job of trying to keep Bravo lit, although now I see some anti-air coming in from the Des Moines, so unfortunately his planes are being chased away. But I do like the scouting that he was trying to provide for the team, at least to get an idea of where the enemies are. Gearing now spotted.
Yep, I see him there, up in A, with a Hindenburg and a Montana backing him up.
Yes, sir. And interestingly enough, the Hakuryu is strike.
That is interesting. Well, Blue Mermaid's here picking up B early as ARA grabs A right behind it. Now, the Blue Mermaid's Gorozovoy rotating to C, knowing that he's not going to be opposed by any destroyers. Are there any ARA forces headed to C?
No. So it's interesting what these guys are doing is they're kind of doing an all or nothing push into Alpha, which, I mean, kind of makes sense because they just have the gearing.
So this, on a normal map, I would call this folly, but they might be able to pull this off if for no other reason than Blue Mermaids has sent almost all of their firepower to C. The only thing they have looking over B is a pair of Des Moines. And if these guys want to get aggressive and push those Des Moines out, they probably can.
Absolutely. And more importantly, if they go up into A, if the whole group gets up to A, and the enemy team, or well, your team starts to go one by one through that channel, it doesn't matter that they have a two-ship advantage.
Yeah, I think ARA has probably chosen the only strategy they really have available to them when down ships like that, and that is clump together, try to focus fire some people, and pick up if they can get a couple, if they can get one early kill and narrow the gap, I think they'll feel a little better about their position. You can see here the Blue Mermaid's Midway as torpedo bombers. He's out looking for those dummy destroyers he knows are there, trying to pick up the free points.
Yep, he should be spotted by now. The fighters just came over.
One of the Gorozovoys is definitely.
Yeah, and they're going to just let the other Grozavoy kill. And see, that's the thing, that you can't take bots into competitive
Yeah,
anymore.
it's just free points now.
Yep.
Well, we'll see what happens. Blue Mermaid's working on about a 50-point lead here as we're about 5 minutes into the game. ARA again down 2 players, only bringing 7 humans into a 9v9 game. So let's see what can happen.
Yep, and once again, don't forget to, if you haven't guessed already, get your guess in immediately for ship differential, number of ships alive for the winning team, minus the number of ships alive for the losing team.
Right, and if you are watching my stream, just type !raffle to be entered to win some free goodies from Wargaming. It's just 10.
Teach me how to do that.
Yeah, I figured after the last week, I was like, man, this will be so much easier if I just do it like automated and did a little research and taught myself how. So. Well, Blue Mermaids now, their force at sea is about to be in B very shortly. They have swung around that island in G5 right there on the 5-6 line, just south of the B cap, pushing 2 Yamatos up the western edge and 2 Moskvas and a Des Moines up the eastern side.
Yeah, it's interesting watching this Hakuryu try to strike the Grozavoy, and Grozavoy is using defensive fire plus the fighters.
He does manage to land a torpedo, though.
Here comes the ultimate betrayal, Zikaria Snipe.
Is he really? He is indeed.
He is indeed.
Helsinki Smash Rod here under attack from the ARA Hakuryu, setting 3 fires there. He puts those out. I kind of wonder the value of that. I mean, knowing he's going to
none whatsoever.
Yeah, knowing he's going to DCP it right away.
And that he's got defensive fire, so
yep.
You know.
And now the other bot destroyer for ARA picked up by fighters being focused down here, and that will be free points for Blue Mermaids here very shortly.
Yep.
ARA's kind of backed themselves into a corner.
They have indeed. But we mentioned that might not be a bad thing if they can get these guys to start coming through the channel, which it looks like the Yamato is aiming to do. The 2 Moskvas, the Des Moines.
Well, they also need some kills, right? And it looks like ARA might lose the first ship here, as one of their Hindenburgs is very low and on his way out right here. There he goes. ARA now down 3 ships and a cap. About 7 minutes into the game here on Islands of Ice. Blue Mermaids now, their entire team solidly locked into B, essentially daring ARA to do anything. If they push through that gap, anything pushing through that gap is going to get focused fire. That gearing now in the smoke, radared heavily by both Des Moines. He will be out very, very shortly.
Yeah, this is a good pro tip for you guys. I was going to comment on that while I was watching this gearing. When you see that you're 11 kilometers away from Moskva, it's time to turn and run.
Well, there's 5 radars on the other team. I mean, you've got nowhere to hide.
Pretty much.
One of ARA's Montana is also dangerously low here on about 8,000 HP as he tries to back out of incoming fire. Their other Montana
took a torp and didn't do too well with it.
ARA's strategy here of sticking together seeming to have backfired as they've kind of just piled into one area to allow Blue Mermaids to just kind of focus them down. Another strike going in on the Grozavoy here, but I don't think it's going to matter much. None of those planes really surviving. Grozavoy's got plenty of time to dodge these torps. In fact, he can probably outrun them. It is a Grozavoy.
Dodging we saw that in the highlight reel, actually.
That was actually one of the better highlights. I love seeing that.
Yeah.
Blue Mermaids here on a huge lead, almost over 500 points now with about 11 minutes to play on the back of 2 quick caps and a 4-ship lead now.
And once again, guys, I do apologize for the craziness of the camera controls here, but for some odd reason, as soon as I go to control shift backspace and go to free cam, it goes back to my dead Hulk, and then as soon as I hit one of the direction keys, it just sticks. So the camera is constantly moving in that same direction.
You have to look into that. I don't have that problem.
I don't know.
Well, Blue Mermaids now have kind of all clustered up on the eastern side of the B cap. Looks like they're going to try and push up the eastern edge right up the 7 line. There's a Montana on very, very low health right in front of them. It won't take them long to polish him off. When that happens, they're going to be just a hair's breadth from victory.
Absolutely. And one other comment too with the gearing, I didn't notice him firing any torpedoes at all, really. And that was kind of shocking, especially with all those ships in Bravo Cap.
Yep, Des Moines showing too much broadside to a Moskva. I'm sorry, Moskva showing too much broadside to Des Moines at about 10 clips. And going out for it, there goes the Montana kill we were waiting on.
Yep.
All over but the crying. Yep, all over here but the crying for ARA. Unfortunately, their ship disadvantage just hammering them here in game 1.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. I was really hoping to see a good slugfest between two teams that we haven't really seen much of, but unfortunately,
I was as well. I'm disappointed they weren't able to field a full team.
Yeah.
And there it goes. Game 1 going to Blue Mermaids here on Islands of Ice in the elimination stages. I guess I should go close my raffle now that the game's over.
All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 ships survived.